All right, before we dive in, I want to ask, who here is actually built different? Who's done with people-pleasing? Who's done chasing shallow validation? Who's done being the nice guy just to get walked over? If that's you, if you're ready to understand women on a level most men never will, comment the word reckoned. Why? Because every man eventually faces a moment of truth, a reckoning. Most run from it, but you're walking straight into it. Let's see who's bold enough to own that. Now buckle up, because fact number 1 is going to hit harder than you think. 1. Older women aren't settling, they're choosing from power, not desperation. Let's kill a myth right now. The idea that older women are just settling or running out of time when they pick a man, that's nonsense. You think she's choosing you because she's lonely? Think again. She's been through the fire. She's dealt with charmers, cheaters, talkers, cowards, emotionally unavailable men who look good on paper but crumble under pressure. Now she's not choosing out of fantasy. She's choosing from clarity. Older women don't want boys who posture. They want men who show up real, rooted, and unshakable. She's no longer hypnotized by muscles and motorcycles. She wants emotional intelligence. She wants consistency. She wants a man who can handle her in silence and in storm. Here's what most guys don't get. When an older woman picks you, it's not because you're her last resort. It's because you passed her filters. Filters built from experience, heartbreak, and a deep understanding of male weakness. You don't get that kind of approval with surface-level charm. You get it by being grounded, still present, a man who knows who he is. So next time you catch yourself thinking, she probably just doesn't have options, pause. She has options, more than you think. But the older woman? She's not looking to be saved. She's looking for a man who can stand next to her fire and not flinch. That's rare. And that's why when she chooses, it means more. 2. They're more sexually confident than you're ready for. Want the real talk? Older women don't tiptoe around sex. They don't ask for permission to feel desired. They don't play games like, oops, I didn't mean to send that flirty text. They know what they want, and they want it on their terms. The sexual confidence of an older woman is different. It's not loud, fake, or performative. It's calm, controlled, and undeniably magnetic. She's been through the awkward years. She knows her body, her turn-ons, her no-goes, her fantasies, and more importantly, she knows how to communicate them. If you're a weak man, if you're not rooted in your masculinity, she'll overwhelm you. Not with noise, but with presence. That look in her eyes, that stillness, it's not just seduction, it's command. She doesn't beg for your attention, she summons it. And when you meet her in that space, calm, grounded, unshakable, you unlock a connection younger women often can't reach. Because it's not about ego, it's about depth, honesty, real intimacy. So many men miss this. They underestimate her. They think they're the ones in control. But what they don't realize is she's 5 moves ahead. And if you're not honest about your own insecurities, she'll see through you in seconds. So don't try to impress her with talk. Don't try to out-alpha her. Just be real and she'll give you an experience that's not just physical, it's transformational. 3. They're attracted to men who have nothing to prove. Older women can smell insecurity dressed up as confidence from a mile away. All bark, no backbone. Flash your car keys, brag about your job, talk about how chill you are. She's seen it 1,000 times. She's not impressed. Older women are drawn to men who have nothing to prove, men who don't explain themselves, men who can sit in silence without needing to be the loudest guy in the room. Here's the truth. When you're solid in yourself, calm, focused, and not chasing external approval, that energy is undeniable. She can feel it in how you make eye contact, how you listen without jumping to respond, how you don't try to fix or impress, you just are. That's power. And she respects power, not noise. Ever notice how some guys walk into a room and instantly feel the need to dominate it? That's a sign of a man who still doubts himself. The man she wants. He walks in and doesn't say a word. He doesn't need the room adjusts to him. Because older women know what most guys don't. A man's strength isn't in how loud he speaks, it's in how deeply he listens. So if you want to attract her, stop performing. Don't be clever, be clear, don't flex, be still, don't convince her. Be so grounded that she feels safer around you than she does in her own head. She doesn't want the nice guy, she doesn't want the bad boy. She wants the man who walks into her life and says, I don't need you to like me. I'm not here to impress you, but if you're ready for real, I won't flinch. That man. Unforgettable. 4. She doesn't want perfection, she wants presence. Let's get this straight. You're out here thinking she wants you to have the perfect body, 6-figure income, shiny car, smooth game. That's a boy's illusion of what a woman wants, especially an older woman. She doesn't want your mask, she wants your presence. You know what that means? Being fully there, no distractions, no phone in your hand, no running commentary in your head about what to say next. Just silence, stillness, awareness. When she speaks, you actually listen, not because you're trying to score points, but because you respect the energy in the space. That's rare. And for an older woman who's been ignored, half-heard, or used as a sounding board for insecure men for most of her dating life, that kind of attention hits like a lightning bolt. Presence isn't loud. It's quiet power. It's knowing you don't have to perform, impress, or dominate to be felt. It's the kind of energy that makes her feel safe enough to open up fully without fear of being judged or abandoned. You know how many men look into her eyes but never really see her? You show up differently, with intention, curiosity, unapologetic stillness, and you unlock something in her that's been asleep for years. Older women are intuitive. She'll feel if your eyes are present but your mind is elsewhere. She'll feel if your words say all the right things but your soul's hiding behind them. If you're anxious, she'll feel it. If you're fake, she'll sense it. And if you're whole, she'll lean in fast. Because she's tired of half men, tired of noise. She doesn't want perfection, she wants real. The question is, can you give her that? 5. She can smell manipulation, and she will disappear without a word. Let me hit you with a harsh truth. Older women are done playing checkers. They've seen every game, every trick, every fake deep guy act 10 times over. You try to play her? She won't argue, she won't chase, she'll just vanish. Why? Because she's not trying to teach you how to be a man. She's not your rehab, she's not your emotional project. Older women don't fall for manipulation, they study it. They've been through it, healed from it, and now they have zero tolerance for it. You tell her what she wants to hear to get her in bed. She'll smile, nod, then disappear like smoke in the wind. Why? Because she's not moved by words. She's moved by patterns, by actions, by energy. You want to fool her? You're already 3 steps behind. Because she's not listening to what you're saying. She's feeling how you're making her feel. You try to neg her? She clocks your insecurity. You withhold attention to get control. She pegs you as immature. You try to create fake tension to spike attraction. She just yawns. What makes her stay? Honesty, clarity, the strength to not play games because you're confident enough to be real from the jump. She doesn't want to decode your texts. She wants a man who speaks his truth and can hold space for hers. So if you're using tactics to try to win her over, stop. Because every time you try to control the situation, you're showing her how out of control you really are. Internally. Here's the twist. If you show up without an angle, without needing a result, without trying to bend her perception of you, you'll stand out like fire in the dark. Because that kind of man, rare, magnetic, unforgettable, and that's what she's been waiting for all along. 6. She's turned on by confidence but turned off by ego. Let's get one thing straight. Confidence is not ego. You walk in loud, bragging about your accomplishments, flexing your job, your car, your muscles. She'll smile politely, then mentally check out, but you walk in calm, collected, with quiet eyes that say, I don't need attention to know my worth. Now that makes her pulse skip. Older women can smell the difference between true confidence and insecure arrogance in the first 5 seconds. They've been with both. One builds her up, the other tries to tear her down. Confidence is a man who owns his flaws, who doesn't hide, who doesn't need to win every conversation. Ego is a boy who needs to prove himself to everyone in the room because he doesn't believe in himself when he's alone. An older woman doesn't care about how many girls you've had, how much you bench, or what your title is. She wants to know, can you sit with her in silence and still feel whole? Can you take a hit without flinching? Can you hear no and not collapse? That's confidence. That's sex appeal. And that's what keeps her coming back. 7. She's not afraid of intimacy. She craves it. You think she's jaded, closed off, hard to read? Nah. She's just tired of faux intimacy, tired of pillow talk that goes nowhere, tired of emotional connections that are just stepping stones to the bedroom. But when she meets a man who actually feels something, who's not scared of depth, who looks her in the eye and doesn't flinch when she talks about her past, her pain, her passion, she lights up. She melts. Because older women, they're done faking it. They don't want to perform emotionally. They want to connect. When you show her you're not scared of vulnerability, that you've wrestled with your demons and came out stronger, you become the first man she can actually breathe around. And let me tell you something. When a woman feels emotionally safe, her desire explodes, her guard drops, her softness rises. And you won't need to guess if she's into you. She'll show you. 8. She doesn't want to be chased. She wants to be chosen. You've heard it 1,000 times. Chase her wrong. Chasing is for boys who don't know their value. An older woman doesn't want to be hunted like a prize. She wants to be recognized like a queen. She doesn't want you to run after her. She wants you to stand still, lock eyes, and say, I see you. Big difference. And if you think playing hard to get is going to work, think again. She's not impressed by games. She's been there, done that, blocked the number. She wants intentionality, not confusion. Clarity, not chaos. You want to attract her? Show her that out of all the women in the world, you chose her. Not because you're desperate, but because you're selective. You saw her mind. You felt her vibe. You respected her truth. You chose her not because you had to, but because it felt right. That's rare. And to a woman who's had decades of being pursued for the wrong reasons, being truly chosen hits different. 9. She's attracted to masculinity, but she defines it differently. Here's what Hollywood got wrong. Masculinity isn't yelling. It's not breaking things. It's not showing dominance for the sake of it. To her, real masculinity is containment. It's being the grounding force when her emotions are swirling. It's knowing when to step up and when to just be still. It's walking into a room and making it feel safe, not threatened. An older woman doesn't need you to save her. She needs to know you won't crumble when things get hard. That's masculinity to her. It's not toxic, it's not performative, it's calm, stoic, steady. You hold your frame. Not because you're trying to control her, but because you've mastered yourself. And when a woman sees that, she doesn't just want you, she trusts you. And trust is the gatekeeper to her body, her mind, and her soul. 10. She'll never chase you, but she'll match your energy. Think she's playing hard to get? She's not. She's mirroring you. Older women don't initiate games, but they're pros at reflecting the man in front of them. You act disinterested, she goes cold. You bring respect, clarity, and warmth. She meets you there, sometimes even goes further, but you'll never see her overextend. You'll never watch her beg. You'll never catch her compromising her dignity to win your attention. Why? Because she spent too many years doing that when she didn't know her worth. Now she knows, and now you have to meet her where she stands. Bring authentic energy, and she'll feel safe to soften. Bring confusion, and she'll retreat into silence. She's not playing games, she's protecting her peace. 11. She's not afraid to walk away, even if she loves you. Here's the hardest pill to swallow. You can be everything. Charming, deep, desirable, and she'll still walk away if you violate her peace. Older women? They've tasted betrayal, they've swallowed disappointment. They've stayed when they should have left, hoping things would change. But now, she doesn't cling to potential. She honors patterns. If your energy drains her, if your words cut but never heal, if your silence feels like punishment and not presence, she won't rage, she won't beg, she won't scream, she'll just go. And not in a dramatic, manipulative way. She'll go with dignity, with calm, Because walking away from someone she loves hurts, but staying with someone who doesn't see her, that destroys her soul. And that, my friend, is what separates older women from the rest. They don't leave because they stopped caring. They leave because they finally started caring about themselves. So if you've got a good woman, a real one, a woman with stories in her eyes and fire in her chest, don't assume she'll always be there. Because the truth is, she's already left in her heart the moment she stopped feeling safe with you. And when that happens, you won't get closure. You'll get silence. If this hit home, don't just watch, become. If you're building yourself up brick by brick, subscribe now. Not for me, for you. Because a real man never stops learning and never stops evolving.